Let's take this one step at a time. To start, we're going to need to get the total number of people who use carpools as their primary mode of transportation. And when we look at our graph, we can see that amount should be 4% of the total population. So if the total population is 8 million, we simply need to get 4% of 8 million. A lot of ways we can do this. One easy way, what's 1%? Well, 10% of 8 million would be 800,000. 1% would therefore be 80,000. So to get 4%, let's multiply this amount by 4. And 80,000 times 4, of course, is 320,000. Now, according to the problem, the average number of commuters per carpool vehicle was 2.5. And of course, we want to figure out what was the total number of vehicles used by these commuters. Remember, in math, the word per means divide. So if we're talking about commuters per carpool vehicles, that means we have to divide the number of commuters by the number of vehicles. Well, as we saw earlier, the number of commuters is 320,000. Of course, we don't know the number of vehicles. When we label things we don't know in math, we call them x. In other words, we can say 320,000 divided by x should equal this average of 2.5. From here, to solve for x, let's multiply both sides of the equation by x and then divide both sides by 2.5. And finally, we can either punch this information into a calculator or we can do it by hand. Let's do it by hand. One easy way to do this math is to recognize that if we are to multiply the top and the bottom of our fraction by 4, the denominator would be 10. And what I like about that is that dividing by 10 is really easy. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and multiply the top and bottom by 4. 320,000 times 4, pretty easy. 300,000 times 4 is 1,200,000. And 20,000 times 4 is 80,000. In other words, we should end up with 1,280,000 divided by 10. As a last step, when we knock off a 0 from the top and the bottom, we're left with 128,000, and that's 0.128 million. Now the question is, which of the following is closest to our answer? Well, the closest thing to 0.128 million would be 0.13 million, and there you go. That's the reason here that 0.13 million is the correct answer.